Pellegrini led to Rice being moved from centre-back to centre midfield. You know the rest. Does Pellegrini get a bit of credit for that change with Rice?
He's got to.
Yeah.
He's, in my opinion, and this is going to cause all sorts of controversy, as it normally does. He's one of the best midfielders in the world. If they'd been kept at centre-back, he could have been a half-baked centre-back who, might be playing for someone like Reading, and you never know.
So, okay, here's one. If Pellegrini doesn't put him into centre midfield, and also we're going to go through the years, so we kind of started with 2015-16 here. So 2nd of July 2015, Reece Oxford makes his debut in the Europa League at 16 years old. Youngest ever player to play for West Ham. He's now at Augsburg. I can never say it right. If he'd been able to kind of stay and play in midfield, would Declan Rice have been a centre-back? And if he had still been a centre-back, would he be playing for Ireland as a centre-back?
Yes.
Or would he be playing for England?
Yes.
Really?
Yes, he would. Because I think with the Ireland stuff, it was... I'm not saying we was lacking in midfield, but, because of the system that Southgate plays, he plays two holdings and holding midfielders, they're pretty much screaming out from then. They weren't screaming out for centre-backs. You had the likes of Mings. Maguire's very much a stable. He still is. John Stones. Maybe he doesn't give him the call. He plays one competitive game for Ireland. That's him, Ireland.
Yeah.
True,
very true.
I think it got to the point where, because he was playing in midfield and playing very well in midfield, Southgate said, look, hold off on the caps. I'm going to give you a cap as soon as you can if you want to play for England. He made the decision. But that call doesn't come if he's playing at centre back, because they was pretty much stacked there, and he plays a competitive game for Ireland. And that's it. He's a Republic Ireland international.
Yeah, and it would be like, and I guess you might kind of stick with his ceiling as a centre back. Did you all, as soon as he went to centre field, you were like, oh right, or did you initially feel like his ceiling was going to be higher as a centre back? Because I think a lot of people were talking in that way.
He didn't play a lot of games for centre-back. He only played about 2
right.
at centre-back for us. He come on...
I remember there just being a feeling and a story that he will revert back to being a centre-back at some point.
At some point, yeah. And there's times when, we've been a bit lacking in centre-back and people were saying, well, he can play there. But I don't think he's as good as a centre-back as he is a midfielder. I think he's one of the top midfielders in the world.
What do you love about him? What do you consider his greatest strength?
Reading of the game.
Really?
Yeah, reading of the game. Never give up attitude. He can do a lot, and he doesn't get credit for doing a lot, if that makes sense.
He plays every game.
Every game, yeah. He and he has done since he came into the side. He's a fantastic role model. And then, and that is a big, very family-orientated man. A lot of good people around him. Down to earth. I spoke to him recently. Spoke to him for a long while and just wanted to talk football. Very much concentrated on football, and that is all that drives Declan Rice. And when you look at someone like Jesse Lingard, who's missing beginnings of the season to go to London Fashion Week or New York Fashion Week, that's the difference, I think.
Do you have a real ache in the fact that you're not going to see him much more? Must do.
I love him.
I know that feeling as well when you're sort of, this isn't going to last forever.
I'm going to be honest with you, Jim, right? I've been, 40, I'm 40 now. You can tell by the grey of my beard, but I've seen a golden generation of talent come through from first game to last game. Some of them retired now. Lampard, Ferdinand, Defoe, Carrick. Well, actually, all retired now. Yeah. Carrick, Glenn Johnson,
Joe
Cole, and he's the best out of all of them in terms of where he is still at West Ham. You can argue that when Lampard and when Rio went, when they went to them top clubs, their development started. But why he's been at West Ham at the ages he was when they was at West Ham, he's better, like head and shoulders.
Really, yeah.
Yeah. So when he does make that move, I know that he's going to excel. I've seen the talent that them boys had and what they went on to do with it when they went to the world-class managers and went to play in the Champions League. He'll excel all of them.
I think also the other thing you could say about him is that to be in centre midfield, to be going through your development as a young player, and for the club to improve, was kind of with you at that time, that speaks volumes about him, I think, as well, in a massive, massive way.
He'll never be appreciated ways at us.
Yeah.
You know, by the media. You know, you see all of this stuff about the media. Look, and I'm not going to...
Needs to add goals to his game.
Yeah, and all that sort of... Does he? Did Claude Makelele? You know, did Roy Keane have to add goals to his game?
Yeah.
Not really. They played a different role, which is the role he plays. But, you know, when he goes to the big club that he's going to go to, and he's got someone behind him that can do a competent job, and he's got someone beside him that can do the same job that he can do, and he's got someone in front of him that can do the job that they're meant to be doing, there's no stopping that boy.
I am fascinated to see the role that he has at his next club, and if he has because I think there were certain players when they have the ability to cover the pitch like he can. Like so with England, we were so dominant, and they kind of wanted to let Jude Bellingham go and do that.
Yeah,
that he actually played a very different role, which I didn't think he was good enough to do, but he proved in the France game that he was, which again shows an ability to acclimatise to different levels, which I think is really impressive. But I'm intrigued to see if he goes to an Arsenal, is he going to be standing still a lot of the time and you're wasting his superpower a little bit? Whereas if he goes to a Chelsea or a Man United, if he goes to a Man United, he could be that Roy Keane box-to-box player.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know?
Yeah, absolutely.
Which is really exciting for his future, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. He's got the abilities to as well. He doesn't get to show them as much. He can strike a football. He can pass. He's got world-class ability in passing. But, you know, unfortunately, the twonks that are running on at the end of it sometimes for us are not good enough.
Yeah. And Geordie's had so many games of football. That is really important in terms of you're a valuable part. You're a valuable part. Has he got 45 caps?
45 caps for Ireland. And 2 for Ireland. So
yeah, amazing. Where will he play for next? International country next.